Hey, sports fans out there in YouTube land. Talk to you today about one of my favorite subjects. No, it's not me. It's college football. Today we're talking. I'm going through every conference in Division I football, or whatever they call it these days. Excuse me. And today we're talking about the Mid-American Conference. We're going to start out in the East today. Mid-American Conference is a very, to me, they're very equal. There's not much difference between second and fifth place in each difference, or in each section of each half of the conference. Really not much difference between first and sixth in a lot of cases in these conferences. So it's a very competitive brand of football. Comes down to who does little things right. And a lot of that comes down to coaching. So you get a good coach in there, and all of a sudden you get good and hop up. And then one of the big schools hires them, and now you're back down to a different coach, and you're just hoping you catch lightning in a bottle and get them again, get another one again. But anyway, makes these conferences tough, because it's not like, with the SEC, Alabama has won every year. Alabama's going to be winning this year. They're going to win next year, and so on and so forth. So that's easy to predict. Some of these conferences, not so easy. But hey, that's what I do. Like, subscribe, or put the negative button or whatever you want, thumbs down button if you want. But let me know what you think, and tell me who you think is going to win these conferences. All right, we're going to start Mid-American East here. Number 6, Bowling Green. It's a tough, going to be a tough year for them, I think. Just not a lot there. Kent State, going to be a little better than Bowling Green, but not a lot. They're kind of at the bottom. Then it kind of gets better. Akron, I think, is going to be a good football team. I think they're going to fight for bowl eligibility and maybe make it. All depends on how the ball bounces. In third place, I think it's going to be Miami of Ohio. They seem to put out pretty good quarterbacks, and that should help them. We'll see how it is this year, but I think they're going to be a bowl eligible team as well. Ohio, I think they're a tough team, very tough team. I think they're going to finish second, and I think the Buffalo's going to finish first. That's my prediction. We'll see how it goes. All right, over in the West, I think it's going to be Central Michigan, number 6. I think they're kind of in a down spell right now, and it's going to be tough to get back up. Just above them is Ball State, and they're a team trying to find an identity, I think, and I think they have a shot at being much improved, but I don't see it. Maybe next year they might make some improvement, but I don't think they're going to be bowl eligible. Western Michigan, if things fall their way, they could be, but I don't think they will be. I think they're going to be kind of one of those between teams. Not real bad, but not real good. Toledo. I think Toledo's going to be a tough team, and I think they're going to finish third. Northern Illinois is going to finish second, and I think they've got a good quarterback coming back, if I remember right. And I think they do, and I think they're going to be a good team. I think the class of the West is Eastern Michigan. I think Eastern Michigan's going to win it all this year in the Mid-American. I think they'll beat Buffalo in the championship game. If you missed any of my predictions, look back. The last couple of days I've been putting them out. Tomorrow we're going to do the Mountain West. And Mountain West is one of my favorite conferences, especially the smaller conferences, because I I lived in Colorado for a few years, so I became very acquainted with Air Force and love that option football. If you know anything about me, and the Air Force runs that, and it just seems like a really good brand of football that I see out there for what it is. I mean, they're not playing for a national championship or anything, but they play hard and they play right, and so it's one of my favorite conferences to watch. So I'll be back with that tomorrow with my goal of having a video a day. Now let's talk a little bit different here. We talked about that. Let's talk about some of the news going on. Antonio Brown just needs to hush. I am so tired of hearing. I heard last year about how it was in Pittsburgh and how people are getting bullied and how he was gonna sit out the rest of the year for this, that, and another. Then this year he got burned by the cryogenic machine, I think it was, or frostbite from it. And honestly, I don't think he wants to go to training camp. That's what it comes down to, because I've never been in a cryogenic chamber or whatever it's called. I've never been in one, but I've heard of them. And one of the things I was told is you want to make sure you have the proper gear on, because if you don't have socks, certain socks, that it will give you frostbite. If you put your hand on the metal, it'll give you frostbite. You got to take a lot of care. So I think it's hard for me to believe the man. And then this nonsense with the helmet, I'm not going to play if I can't wear my helmet. Well, it's a rule. And sometimes you just got to follow the rules. And I could see if it were something where the league didn't care or anything like that. But the league is saying these are the helmets that fit, that pass the inspection. So these are the ones we're going to allow. We're not going to allow you to wear inferior helmets. Well, this one didn't make it because it's an old helmet and it's not being produced anymore, so they didn't test it. I played football, and never at this level, never. But I remember back when I was in high school, the seniors got the best equipment. They got first pick. The juniors got the next pick. The sophomores the next, and freshmen got what was left. Same thing at the college level. The seniors go college level. I went to college, McPherson, Kansas. I was projected to be a starter. When they passed out equipment, I did not get the best of the equipment. Seniors got the first dibs on it. Didn't matter if you were a senior that's sitting on the bench. You got the first dibs. The juniors got the second. Sophomores got the next. And the freshmen got the last. I was a freshman. I was one of the first freshmen to get equipment. But nonetheless, I didn't get the choice of it. I got what was left. Those helmets aren't going to protect you from concussion. If you get hit straight in the head, there's not a helmet out there that's going to protect you. That's not what he's worried about. Because if he's telling you that, he's lying to you. My opinion, he don't want to go to training camp. He don't want to put in the effort there because his thought is I can show up a week, maybe 2 weeks before the first game, and I can play. May be true. But why don't you say, you know what, I'm not coming to training camp. I'll be there on such and such day, and we'll call it good. I see he wanted this helmet, but you know what? There's a lot of things in life you want. You don't need that helmet. There's other helmets you can get that are proven safer because it's newer technology. But anyway, he's going to, the Raiders traded for him. The Steelers every Steeler fan I've talked to is happy that he's gone because he's a great player, but more of a distraction than what he's worth. And now they can get back to business of winning Super Bowls. The Raiders, they're going to tire of him too. It's just a matter of time. Guys like this go through the league. It don't matter which league they're in. They're going to go through the league because this team's going to put up with them because they're great talent, and they're going to get tired of them and send them on down the road. And I guess we got to deal with, give something for people like me to talk about, I guess. But I'm about fed up with it and tired of it and listening to him. I heard him today on the radio coming home from work, and it was like, good grief, man. Just hush. My dad one time told me, he said, people can think you're an idiot if you sit there quiet. When you open your mouth, sometimes you prove them right. He's proven people that he is an idiot. So, anyway, if you're an Antonio Brown fan, sorry. I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm ready for him to just not hear about anything except this is how many touchdowns he caught. This is how many yards he caught. And that his team won. That's what your goal should be. Is did your team win? Did you have a good game? And it seems like he's worried about making sure his name's in the paper. Just not time for that. I don't feel like that kind of nonsense needs to be happening. But hey, that's just me. Tell me what your opinion is. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day and watch little sports.